HYBE steps in after Jungkook's house was robbed right after military discharge. BLACKPINK's Lisa comforts Hima's shocking piece of news has come from the K-pop world, right at a time that should have been filled with joy for Jungkook, the youngest member of BTS, who had just completed his mandatory military service on June 12. Just days after his return to civilian life, Jungkook's private residence in the upscale Hanamdong neighborhood of Seoul was reportedly broken into by thieves. According to a statement released this morning by the Seoul police, the burglary occurred in the early hours of June 14, around 2:30 a.m. Korea Standard Time. At the time, Jungkook was staying at his parents' house since he had just returned from military service and hadn't yet moved back into his own home. Nonetheless, the incident has emotionally shaken him. There were no injuries reported, but several valuable items were stolen. "We are currently reviewing CCTV footage and working closely with HYBE's private security team," stated a representative from the Yongsan District Police. HYBE takes immediate action shortly after the news broke. HYBE Labels, the agency representing BTS, released an official statement via its website and social media accounts. "We are deeply concerned about this incident. HYBE has deployed additional security personnel to the property of our artist, Jungkook, and is fully cooperating with the police in the ongoing investigation. We will also be enhancing protection measures for all our artists to prevent such incidents in the future." It's also reported that HYBE held an emergency internal meeting to review and reassess the security systems for all their top artists. Jungkook, who had just completed over a year of military service, was said to be in shock following the incident. He truly didn't expect something like this to happen. He had just begun planning his return to the music industry, said a HYBE staff member who wished to remain anonymous. BLACKPINK's Lisa stands by Jungkook to add to the buzz. BLACKPINK's Lisa was seen entering HYBE's building on the morning after the incident was reported. The two, long rumored to be close though never officially confirming their relationship, are once again in the spotlight. A close source familiar with both artists revealed that Lisa came to personally comfort Jungkook. Lisa rushed to the HYBE apartment as soon as she heard the news. She knew Jungkook was deeply shaken. Her presence gave him emotional comfort when he needed it the most, said an eyewitness at the scene. Lisa has not released any official statement, but fans are strongly convinced that her support goes beyond just professional courtesy. Many netizens have called this moment Jungkook's first emotional trial after the military, and Lisa was right there beside him. Fans united, protect Jungkook. As the story spread, hashtags like #ProtectJungkook and #WeAreWithJungkook began trending on Twitter and Weverse. Armies from all over the world expressed their solidarity and demanded increased protection for idols, especially those just returning from military service. Empathetic comments flooded social media all day. "He just came back. Why does this have to happen now? Jungkook needs rest and peace, not another trauma. Thank you, Lisa, for being there for him." What comes next? As of this writing, no suspects have been identified, and the motive behind the burglary remains unclear. Authorities are still combing through evidence, including DNA traces, neighborhood CCTV footage, and guest logs from the residential complex. Meanwhile, Jungkook is scheduled to attend an internal HYBE meeting next week to discuss his comeback project, though it is still uncertain if the meeting will be postponed due to the incident. Many fans hope the idol will be able to recover mentally before stepping back into the public eye. Closing THOUGHTS. This incident has reignited discussions around the need for stronger protections for K-pop idols, particularly those with global fanbases and highly exposed private lives. For Jungkook, returning to entertainment should have been a joyful moment, but it has now been clouded by insecurity. Yet amidst the sudden storm, one thing is certain: he is not alone. Lisa, HYBE, and millions of fans around the world are standing by his side. A night of COMFORT. The night skies over Seoul were gloomy, echoing Jungkook's unsettled emotions. He sat quietly on a couch in HYBE's lounge, a gray hoodie covering part of his face. His phone kept lighting up with messages from staff, police, and fellow BTS members, but he didn't reply to any. Soft footsteps approached the room. Jungkook looked up, and there she was, someone whose face he knew so well. Yet tonight, she looked gentler than ever. Lisa, she brought 2 cups of hot chocolate and a thick cream-colored scarf. Without saying much, she sat beside him and handed him one of the cups. I figured you haven't eaten anything, she said softly. Jungkook took the cup silently. He stared at the steaming drink, its warmth mirroring the fog inside his mind. Then, in a raspy voice, he said, I still can't believe it. Just 2 days out of the military, and my house gets robbed. Lisa didn't answer. She simply rested her hand gently on his. What if I had been home that night? What if they had weapons or something? Jungkook continued, his voice starting to tremble. I haven't even slept in my own bed yet. Lisa inhaled deeply, then wrapped her arm around his shoulder. But you're safe now. That's what matters. You're here, and everyone's ready to help you. Familiar faces arrived. Just then, the lounge door burst open. Jin and RM entered, looking rushed and worried. Magne. Jin called out, immediately pulling Jungkook into a big Hyung-style hug. You scared the life out of me. Are you okay? RM gently patted Jungkook's head. We're all here, bro, don't carry this alone. You just got back, you don't deserve this. Jungkook nodded slowly, and for the first time since the incident, his eyes welled up. Not long after, more friends arrived. Jisoo and Rose came carrying bags of warm food from Jungkook and Lisa's favorite restaurant. Lisa told us she wouldn't want to eat, but we know your stomach is more honest than your head, Jisoo joked, trying to lift the mood. And we know you love spicy chicken, Rose added, handing over a big food box. Lisa stood and looked at them, eyes glassy. Thank you. He may not say it, but I know your presence means everything to him. From Pain to PEAC that night, HYBE's lounge felt like a family room. Jungkook sat surrounded by people who loved him, enveloped in gentle laughter, shared stories, and the comforting aroma of simple food. Jin told funny stories from the military kitchen. Jisoo teased Lisa, who hadn't left Jungkook's side all evening. RM read aloud a short poem he wrote. Home isn't always a place, sometimes it's the people who make you feel safe. Jungkook just smiled. The pain was still there, but that night, he knew he wasn't alone. A new dawn as dawn peeked through HYBE's glass windows. Jungkook woke up from a short nap, his head resting on Lisa's shoulder, who had fallen asleep beside him. He looked around. Jin was asleep hugging a pillow. RM was still awake reading. Jisoo and Rose had fallen asleep together on the long sofa. Lisa, even in her sleep, still held tightly onto Jungkook's hand. He let out a quiet breath. Maybe it would take time. But he would be okay.